Hi preschool, it's Miss Alyssa here in Occupational Therapy. Welcome to the session that we are going to be doing for the week of May 10th. I have my bins 1, 2, and 3. I have a warm-up, I have a craft and self-help skills, and we're going to get started. So this week for your warm-up, you are going to need you'll need a ball. So you can use a large ball. This is actually a squishy ball that I have that I got at Five Below, or you can use a small ball. Now, if you're just learning how to catch a ball and throw a ball or even roll a ball, I would find a larger ball in your house to practice with. So we are going to work not only on throwing a ball and catching a ball, but turn taking. So you can sit on the floor for this if you'd like, or you can stand, but you do need a partner. I don't have a partner to make this video, so I'm just going to throw my ball up in the air, and we're going to try to throw and catch a ball 10 times. So we're going to throw up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, if you are not ready to catch yet, you can sit on the floor with your partner and practice rolling the ball back and forth in turn taking. So mommy can roll the ball to you, and you can roll the ball back to her 10 times. And every time you roll the ball, you can say, your turn, and then when you get the ball, you can say, my turn. So, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, and so forth. So that really worked on a great skill that we need to work on in preschool. And then when you get really good at throwing and catching or rolling a large ball, go ahead and find a smaller ball that you can use to improve your upper limb coordination. We're going to move on to bin number 2. This week in OT, we're going to make a fish bowl. So you will need white paper, orange paper, a scrap of purple paper, or actually any color, a blue marker, scissors, and glue. So we're going to start out with our white paper, just a blank sheet. And also, if you have that circle tracer in your kit, in your OT kit, you're going to need that too. If you can draw a big circle all by yourself, then you don't need this. But I'm going to use this today to make a perfect circle. So I'm going to take my plate and put it down on my paper and get a blue marker and trace around the circle, just like that. And then I'm going to go along the edge of my paper and draw a line down. So you might need dots for this. And this gives us a straight line and a circle to practice cutting. So grab your scissors. Make sure you're holding them the right way. Put your thumb in the little hole. Practice opening and closing first. And then you can cut your paper. So we're cutting on the line. And we can sing open, shut them when we cut. That sometimes helps to pace your cutting. So open, shut them. Open, shut them. Now we're going to cut the circle. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Give a little snip, snip, snip. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Give a little snip. And we did it. That way we don't cut too fast when we sing. So we're going to get our glue stick and we're going to glue this piece of paper, this strip of paper, on top of the circle to make a fishbowl. So you might need X's for glue at the top of your circle. And put glue on the X's. Take your strip of paper and put it on top. And just take your scissors and snip off the ends, so it looks more like a fishbowl. Alright, now we are going to need to make some water for our fish. So we're going to practice drawing a line across, and the way we are going to do that is to put a dot here and a dot here. So if you want, you can make it a wavy line so it looks like water, or just a straight line is fine too. And then I'm going to draw a line across the top of my fish tank, right underneath, or so under the stripe. So I can practice coloring in between two lines, or coloring in a space without going outside of the lines. So make sure you're holding your marker or crayon the right way. And if you have trouble with that, you can use a broken crayon And we're going to cover all that white space between those two lines. So it'll look like that when you're done. So you have your water. And now we're going to put the rocks in our fish tank. So these are the rocks down below. So you'll just need a scrap of any color paper. I chose purple. And we're going to practice that tearing or ripping skill. So rip, 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 and rip. And you just want to make tiny pieces of purple paper or whatever color you chose for your fish tank rocks or fish bowl rocks. And ripping paper is a great pre-scissors skill. It builds hand strength and it's good practice using the radial side of the hand. So we're going to put glue on the bottom of our fish bowl. You can put it all over like that. And then you can put in the rocks. So we're going to press on the rocks.
Miss Kate, are you down here?
And we are going to ignore any noise that we might have heard in the hallway at school and put in the rocks. So now you really have a nice looking fish bowl with those rocks. And if you want, you can add some plants with a green marker. Now we're going to make our goldfish. So we're going to practice drawing small circles. So grab your orange scrap and practice drawing 2 small ovals. Just like that. Now you can practice cutting out those small shapes. So I like to cut the paper as small as I can to get close to the shape. And then you can practice cutting around the shape. So cutting smaller shapes is much harder than cutting big shapes. So even if your fish don't look exactly like an oval, that's okay, because not all fish are oval. So when you're done, you'll have 2 little goldfish, and we're going to glue those into our fish tank. So put some glue down wherever you want your fish. I'm going to put mine here, swimming around. And then take your marker and you can give them an eye on one side. And then add some lines across for their tail. And you did it. You made a beautiful fish tank. And if you want to, you can make bubbles with a different color marker. I don't know if you could see my little blue bubbles coming out of my fish. You can make it your own. But we got to practice our fine motor skills, and that's what's important. So we are all done with bin number 2. We're going to clean up our mess and move on to bin number 3. And I have buttons and snaps this week. So find your buttons. You can see this was a painter's vest at one time, but anything with big buttons would work. And it actually, this one has a zipper. So we're going to open the zipper and put our garment in front of us and hold the bottom of your jacket thumbs up like this. Using that same movement that we used to rip paper, you're going to slide that little car into the garage. So I'll hold it real close so you can see it. Slide it into the garage, hold the bottom, and pull up. Now we're going to do buttons, and that's that peekaboo, pull it through. So hold the button like a coin and find the hole. Push the button into the hole, look on the other side, peekaboo, pull it through, peekaboo, pull it through, 2 more, peekaboo, pull it through, last one. And then when you get really good at buttoning, practice opening the buttons. So you're holding down the garment with one hand with your right hand and pulling with your left. So you're pulling. Alright, find something in your house with a snap on it. It could be your jeans or it could be a jacket. But we're going to put it flat in front of us and open it, pull it open. And look at your snap. It has a little hole right here and a little tab right here. I call this the belly button. So I always say line up the belly button in the hole and push with your thumb because that's your strongest finger. Push and push, and that's it. We did them all. So you can practice that a few times. We're all done for this week. Thanks for joining me, and if you see this video before Mother's Day, have a wonderful Mother's Day. Thanks for joining.